everybody, it's Lane with Crafty Life Mom, and today we are going to be making a wood sign that has a flower market type of theme on the sign. It's actually a craft kit that you can purchase in the shop under our craft kits at CraftyLifeMom.com. And so I'm going to go ahead and flip this camera around and get started in showing you how you can create a flower market DIY wood sign. Okay, so you can see here I have my materials laid out. I have a 1/2 inch piece of board, the length of my stencil, and I have some framed 1x2 pieces here that are pieces of wood that I'm going to be using as the frame, and I went ahead and pre-stained those in the color of stain of my choice. And then I got out some acrylic paints and some paint brushes and got to work. So I'm starting with some white paint that I'm actually lightening up with a darker purple to make the color of purple shade that I want for my background. I kind of wanted this to have a spring summer kind of vibe that I could use as this piece, as a decor piece that transitions from spring to summer. So I just thought that this shade of purple would be nice to kind of complement that. And then just kind of fanned it off to let the background dry before I started to apply my stencil. Now the stencil you can purchase just by itself from the shop, or you can actually get the whole kit where we provide the wood pieces and the trim as an add-on if you'd like to do that as well. So you can just see here I'm kind of waiting for my piece to dry, and then I'm choosing my different paint colors. I had my daughter helping as we were looking at the stencil, just kind of deciding what parts of the stencil we were going to be painting and what color. So in just a second here, you're going to see we're going to put the stencil on and get started with actually stenciling in our sign. Okay, so once it's all good and dry and you're ready to go, you can lay down your stencil. So I went ahead and got some white paint and put it into a little cup because I knew it was majority of the color that I was going to be using for the lettering on my sign. Remove the backing of your stencil and then take some time here to actually rub it down. Make sure that you have every part of the stencil smoothed down. I went ahead and it was a little longer, so I cut that off there. You can see that right there. And then what you want to do after you have your stencil completely secured down, you want to find the corner edge and kind of lift off the top clear piece. And you can see that's exactly what I'm doing here. It's the transfer tape. You want to peel that back, making sure that you don't tear your design, any of the letters, and any pieces that are like the center of a letter, like the letter O. You want to make sure that those parts actually stay down to the stencil. And this is probably the most time-consuming part of the entire project, but just be patient, take your time, and I promise you that it'll be worth it once you get that done. So just take your time so you don't ruin your stencil. Now, one thing I like to do to avoid any kind of bleeding from my paint is apply Mod Podge. I apply Mod Podge, the glue-like substance, all over the entire areas to be stenciled first, and I let it dry. And the reason I do this is because it dries clear and it kind of creates that first layer of paint, but it's actually the Mod Podge, so that it doesn't bleed. Then I Mod Podge or paint all of my areas that need to be stenciled, and you can see here I'm just removing my stencil after I have painted it the colors I wanted to. And to stencil it, you just dab the paint in with a sponge and you're good to go. Then I use a tool to kind of pick out all the little O pieces, and then basically it's done and you add your frame. Okay everyone, so here is a look at our finished DIY flower market wood sign. You can see here I had the 1x2 wood that I used for the frame, and then look how beautiful the stencil looks here with the sign. I just love the way that this turned out. Like I said, you can purchase this as a kit in the shop, or you can also just get the stencil and put it on your own surface if that is something that you're interested in. So I thank you for watching and joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.